All right, so I want to talk about using a metronome, which a lot of times I hate using a metronome, but I have to keep time. If I'm not noodling and it's not a free spirit kind of thing, I want some flexibility in terms of time keeping. But at the same time, you gotta, no pun intended, you have to learn how to keep good time. So I think growing up, I kind of had this notion about timing. It's like it was all about James Brown. It's like if you listen to funk, and I played a lot of funk growing up, I figured, okay, I had good time. I like played with some good drummers, and also too when I got into jazz, all the jazz players that I was watching, I never saw them using metronomes. I don't think like George Benson, Wes Montgomery, Tal Farlow, you name it, Barney Kessel, somebody like Pat Martino, lightning bebop lines and things of that nature. And I think part of the is that they played live a lot, and so they always had access to good drummers, and their timing was very, very impeccable. So I've never liked metronomes, but at the same time, now that I'm learning to play the cello, I've got a teacher who's insistent on using the metronome, and I think partly I never learned how to properly use a metronome. So um, a couple of things that I've learned so far about trying to keep time or better time, especially with classical music and pieces I'm not familiar with and things of that nature. First thing is to start off slowly. So basically, I'm at 60 beats per minute when I practice with the metronome, which is quite often with the scales. And so what I do is, as far as guitar, I start off with just a C major scale, and I'll go through it a little bit, a couple of different octaves and variations on that, and then basically just keeping it on the click and really trying to keep it clean as possible. I will play wrong notes, but my notion is that a wrong note played in time is better than the right note played out of time. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is play the C major scale. May play the chords as well. So basically the diatonic harmonized scale as well. So play primarily just quarter notes. And then I'll do maybe a little bit of eighth notes and things of that nature. So 3, 4. All right. Very, very boring with lots of mistake in it. So, what was the point of that? The point is that even if you think you can play and you can play, when you work with the metronome, it is something else trying to get locked into the rhythmic feel. And you have to go slowly. I made a lot of mistakes. I kept it in there because I hate it when people do these kinds of videos and miraculously it's perfect. That's not the way we practice. It's not practice. If you're practicing, you should make mistakes. That's the whole purpose of it. You don't practice things that you know and you play flawlessly. So there's not a channel about me showing you, hey, look at how great of a guitarist I am. I'm not gonna make any mistakes. So regardless of the length of this type of video, the whole idea is try to do something and get out of your comfort zone. Playing with the metronome is hard for me. It's not something that I do regularly and something that I want to obviously improve on. At the end of the day, rhythm is something that to me it kind of determines the song, even in a ballad and things of that nature. One of the things I should point out in terms of trying to get a good rhythmic feel, it is about emotion, and so you should try to incorporate rhythm in everything that you do. That's a concept that I'm trying to work on, which is basically if you're a runner, even the way you take your steps, go do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And this morning I swam, and when you swim, even your strokes have a certain way in terms of your glide and your pull and your push that it's kind of like doing a cha-cha and dancing. And if you've got a good rhythmic flow in the water, you're going to move effortlessly or a lot better. So things like walking, running, swimming, exercising, get a rhythmic feel to it, and even breathing, and that's going to help you with your rhythm and stuff. So all right then, thank you for bearing with me with this long video. Hopefully you get something out of it. It's about practicing. It's about getting out of your comfort zone, learning new skills that you don't have, and honing old ones and getting better at the ones that you do have. All right then, practice, practice, practice meaningfully.